That's $135 cheaper. I would not be wearing it this way if there were other people around. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This week I have something a bit different. I would like to do a bag review of a bag that I've had for a little while now. I've been getting a lot of questions based on the YouTube short and TikTok that I made about it. Why not make an in-depth review? And the bag in question is the Samo Ondoh Pocket Utility Bag in size large, color Napa Chocolate. I've had this for a little while now, so I do have some thoughts on whether it's worth it, the cost, the style, functionality, all of that. I actually wrote down a bunch of notes in my notebook just to keep track, as well as make sure that I don't miss anything that I wanted to mention. And if I'm looking down, that is why. Let's jump right in. Starting off, I would like to go through my first impressions as well as the aesthetic of the bag. As you can tell here, the bag is really cute. There's no doubt about it. From the front, from the back. I basically wanted a bag, a brown one in particular, that was both trendy and functional. And I think this bag does both quite well. The reason why I chose the large size, if you don't know, they have, I believe, medium as well. The large one though has this middle pocket running through the top, which as a type A, I truly appreciate. The bag is big, but not bulky. So you can see it's quite big from this side, but from the side it's quite slim. I really like that because one of my pet peeves, I guess, about having a bag is when I hold it like this and it's sticking out so much that my arm's kind of hanging out like that. I also like this color because I was looking for a brown bag that was a cool tone brown, and this is perfect. It looks just like the color from the images, at least to me. I was very happy and pleasantly surprised when I opened up the package. In terms of how the bag feels, I hope you can see it's quite soft, which I love. It feels very smooth, but it is still structured. It's not so slouchy that it looks like a lump. In terms of first impressions and the aesthetic, I really love it. Moving on to design and functionality. I actually removed this little keychain because it was making a sound every time I opened the bag. Anyways, the large size of the bag I love as an overpacker. If you're that mom friend that brings everything in the bag and has something whenever anyone asks, oh, do you have this? Then this is perfect for you. It has so many pockets, 6 in total, in addition to the large compartment here for the bulk of your stuff. We have one pocket in here about this deep. You can put your wallet in there. On the sides, we have 2 side pockets. They have magnetic closures. I don't know if you heard that. It's super useful because I usually have my phone. This is just my phone case. Just to show you, it fits in there perfectly. It comes to about here, so even if it's a bigger phone than the iPhone 15 that I have, you could fit it in here perfectly, no problem. The other pockets, we have this big one here. It actually extends all the way to the bottom, so quite easy to open. All the zippers work pretty well all the way here, so you can put a full pencil case. There's a lot of space. The only 2 pockets that I'm not too fond of are the 2 at the bottom here. I knew before going into buying this bag that the flaps covering the zippers will be a bit of an issue when you try to open them. As you can see, you can close them and open them okay, but just to get inside the pockets, it gets a little tough. So I don't really put anything in here that I need to access often. They look very cute though, so I think the style trumps the functionality in this case. Nothing at the back, but very smooth, structured, yet soft to the touch, which I really like. All right, the straps. A lot of people ask me this question. It is not crossbody unless you're absolutely tiny. There are a few belt holes, I guess you would call this. I've had it on the 3rd one. I like it when it doesn't sit too close to my armpit, but also not too low that it hits my hip. This is a perfect medium for me. I'm 168 centimeters, give or take. Let me show you here. It kind of hits right here, and it's very easy to get something with my right hand or my left hand. It is adjustable to some extent, but not to be able to wear it as a crossbody. It's way too short.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
Actually, I remember when I was climbing up Mount Roko in Japan this year, I was getting so tired carrying a bunch of stuff in this bag. I would not be wearing it this way if there were other people around. But if you do get super tired and you no longer care about how it looks, I basically zipped this up and I wore it like a backpack. So let me show you. Looks normal from the front, right?
Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
When I tell you I was so tired, I didn't care that I looked a little crazy wearing it like that. It worked. It definitely worked. It took off a lot of the strain from one shoulder and the weight was equalized. But oh my gosh, yeah. That is also possible if you're looking for another way to wear this bag. Would only recommend if you really are getting super tired and you have to get to your destination and you don't have anyone else who can help you carry the bag for a little bit. Moving on to capacity and practicality. What exactly fits inside this bag? I've gotten a lot of questions on this. Definitely a pertinent question because you want to use it, you want it to be functional. This is a paperback book I have, and this is how it looks inside the bag. As you can see, tons of space. I can put another one in there. Still tons of space, right? Doesn't look too bulky. I can put my water bottle in there. Still lots of space, but getting a little bit bulky now. A full-size kind of binder folder situation. And slide that down the middle. So this does fit. It's getting heavy. This does fit, and it does zip up, like as you can tell, it's in there, and it's not going to be hard to zip. But with all of those things, it's starting to look a little bit more bulky from the side. I'm someone that doesn't love that bulky look, so I usually don't put a lot of things in here, but you can definitely fit a laptop, an iPad, anything that you might bring for school if you're considering this for a school bag. I believe on the website it says that it fits a MacBook 16, MacBook Pro 16, I'm not sure. It can definitely fit stuff. I even have this whole thing of markers here, and it can fit this no problem, and not even that bulky. You can put a lot in here. The only thing though, because these straps are on the thinner side, if you're carrying all of that, like let's say a textbook, a binder, a laptop, over a few hours, if you're walking places, it does start to weigh on your shoulders. And I like to think that I bring a lot of stuff, so my shoulders are not super weak by any means, but it does start to dig into your shoulder a little bit. So I would be mindful of putting things that are too heavy and carrying it for too long of a time. Double straps do help alleviate some of that pressure, but I don't think it does enough that is comfortable to carry around super heavy stuff around all day. Now, moving on to the stitching, I'm not an expert by any means, but it looks very straight and well made. Nothing looks out of place. I don't have any loose threads anywhere. The lining is nice. I accidentally left some chocolate in here on a very hot day, so it melted. I was able to wipe it off, and it does not smell like chocolate, so that's really nice. It's very easy to clean. It is pretty durable for an artificial leather. There's really no pulling at where the straps are, despite sometimes having some heavy stuff in here. Moving on to the price and value. I'll start off with the price first. This is probably more pertinent to Canadian girlies because it will be in Canadian dollars. Before I bought this bag, I tried to look at Canadian creators who have bought this bag to see what they spent on it in terms of the total, including duties, taxes, and the conversion rate and everything. And I couldn't really find anyone that had this information. So if you're looking for what the total might look like for this bag in particular, this is how much I paid in September 2024. This is the breakdown. I had to get the bag from the US website. So it was $165 USD for the bag, and then $27.50 USD for shipping, and that totaled to $259.56 Canadian with the conversion rate at the time. However, that is not the total cost of the bag for me because I had to pay duties on top of that, and it was an extra $29.41 in Canadian. Grand total I spent for this bag was $288.97. The value is a bit more subjective. Would I pay that amount for an artificial bag again? Probably not. Just for a comparison, I actually was able to go to Korea earlier this year and I bought another Samo Ondoh bag for my friend. It was the zipper shopper bag in size medium. I think it was a $10 difference on the US website, but when I bought it in Korea at the flagship store, it was only $153.61 Canadian. That's $135 cheaper than what I paid for this bag. That bag was a little bit smaller, but it's pretty comparable in terms of the amount of stuff that it can hold. So it was a lot cheaper if I had just bought this bag in Korea. To be honest, if you really want this bag and you happen to know someone traveling to Korea, definitely ask them for a favor to see if they can get the bag for you. I guess that leads us to the last little segment. Do I recommend this bag? I personally love this bag enough that I do think it is worth the price. However, if you can get it from Korea directly, maybe from a friend traveling there or going there yourself, that is what's going to make it 100% worth it. With all of that being said, I do love everything about this bag. It is structured yet flexible. It has many compartments that help organize my life. I love bags that have many pockets. I find that there's many ways that you can customize this bag. I have a little charm here, one on the zipper on this side. Super easy to make this bag your own. So many people have come up to me saying that they love this bag and where did I get it? I always say that it is worth it. So I guess that would be my answer. Hope you enjoyed this review and hopefully that answered some of your questions. If you're on the fence about this bag or Samo Ondoh in general. If you have any more questions, please let me know in the comments below and I will try my best to answer them for you. I think I might do a double video week this week because I would like to do a what's in my bag for this bag because I use it so often. I always enjoy watching what's in other people's bags to get some inspiration on some practical things or some cute things. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.